Hello and welcome to Celtic Carving. So today's video was a gift to my youngest daughter's teacher to say thank you for being an awesome teacher, to enjoy your summer break, and all this sort of stuff that you say to an awesome teacher at the end of the school year, I guess. So I actually really enjoyed the way this project turned out. I can't show you what it looks like completely 100% done because I did put all 12 students' names on it, so I can only show what it looks like with my daughter's name on it, so you have a general idea what the finished project looks like. And I hope you enjoyed. So now let's get to the woodwork.
So when I first started this piece, I started it by simply just cutting out the rows. I actually don't think when I started it I was planning on making it 3D, but I really do enjoy the complete 3D look that it has. So since this was a gift from my daughter's teacher, we'll call her Miss K, which her name actually starts with a K so I don't get it messed up. It's actually a really sweet woman. Lizzie started school later than most kids because we signed her up later on because we were hoping to get her into the same school as her sister, but unfortunately with her birthday being in April, they said it was very low chances that she would get into the same schooling as her sister through the school district. And a couple of the parents and teacher mentioned this program to us where we could do schooling for her, and after looking into it and everything and finding out that we could afford to pay for her schooling out of pocket, we decided to put her in the program, and we literally got a call 24 hours later saying that they had an opening and availability for her, and she literally got in like that very next week. This schooling she really loved, she really enjoyed. She'd actually asked me if she had school today, and she only went to school 3 days a week. She went Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So she had no school on Mondays and Fridays. And so I tell her, no, you don't have school today, it's Monday, or no, you don't have school today, it's Friday. And she'd get really upset because she actually really did enjoy her schooling. And it was nice because we didn't have to fight two children to go to school because her sister sometimes did not particularly want to go to school. So it was nice as a change of scenery of not fighting one kid to go to school. She also, besides only going to school 3 days a week, she also only went to school for 3 hours. And it was so weird having an empty house when she first started going to school. I was like, what am I doing with myself? Like, that first week of her being in school, I literally just sat on the couch and did nothing because I was so used to having to take care of her for those 9 hours that I didn't have one. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? But it was really nice because I was able to make a routine of getting the girls up, taking them to school, and then I have to drive right by my husband's work to pick her up and drop her off. And my husband used to come home for his lunch break because thankfully he lives close enough home that he can. So what I started doing was picking him up from work on his lunch break, and we'd go pick Lizzie up from school together, and then the two of them would eat lunch together in my car, and she'd talk about her day, he'd talk about his day, and then they'd say bye, and we'd drive back home. After they ate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, my husband probably burnt out and sick and tired of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because they ate them so much. But they had a lot of fun. She enjoyed getting picked up by both mommy and daddy, and there was sometimes where we both didn't pick her up. But she had fun. And then we'd drive home, stay home for probably about an hour or so before we had to go pick Sissy up from school. And then, of course, I had both of them at home after that. So it was nice having that time to myself. I was able to clean the house. I was also able to do my woodworking. So when she starts kindergarten next year, I'll have even more of a time space for myself, and I'll definitely be trying to do more woodworking when both of them start school in mid-August. I can't believe she's going to be in kindergarten. It's very shocking to me. So anyhow, back to the project. So here I am. I've been working on shaping around and down the edges to make it so the rose pops. I used my old aggressive bit for this. I also at points of time use my new one that I got myself for the 1 year anniversary, especially to do some spots closer to the rows where there was like, I didn't want to take the chances of taking too big of a chunk out because it was a circle, where my new one was more of an oval shape, I guess you could say. So that new bit that I got has been very useful. So yeah, I also did some volunteering in my daughter's classroom, and I'll have to say is I don't know how Miss K and the aide both did what they did, because I would be exhausted after being in that classroom for 3 hours the days I volunteer, just exhausted. And they did that every day, and I would only do it like every other month or something like that, if even that. And I was like, I'm tired. How does this teacher do this every day? I can't even imagine what it's like for actual TK teachers, because they have even more students than what was in my daughter's class. My daughter was one of 12 kids. When Ari, my oldest, was in TK, she was one of 23 kids. When they go to kindergarten, when she goes to kindergarten, she'll be one of 23 kids also. I just can't imagine how exhausting, how tiring that is. Just because of the 3 hours I was there with the 12 children was just exhausting. I admire any teacher who, or any parent who does homeschooling, for being able to do just that. It is just so exhausting work. And I am going to be exhausted this summer, since I will be homeschooling my children this summer. I begged the teachers to send work home with my oldest daughter, and I've been trying to find stuff online to do homeschooling of the summer, so that way they can retain what they have learned in school and be ready to go into kindergarten and to go into first grade. But it's just exhausting. I'm going to be tired. Oh, I'm not looking forward to it. But here is where probably about around the time that I noticed something with the piece I was working on. It kind of reminded me of one of those calendars where you take and you rip the day off at the end of, like, the beginning of the new day. You rip the paper off. It's just one of those single year calendars where you just ripped it off. And when I was looking at it, I just realized it looked kind of like those calendars. Especially when I was dremeling it down, the parts where the front got a little bit nicked, and it was like, you don't ever rip those pages just perfectly. So it's kind of like one of those calendars, and they have calendars where they actually make pictures throughout the years. So that's kind of what this piece made me think of. So I kind of went with more of a calendar theme with this. It was very pretty and very fun. And I really enjoy it. So if anyone wants me to make another one, I can make another one. But anyhow, so about my daughter's class, since there was only 12 kids, they really got to know each other, and they actually invited each other all to the party. So my daughter invited everyone to her birthday party. We actually have 2 birthday parties, one in June and one in July, that we have been invited to, because the class, with it being the size it is, have gotten really close and gotten to know each other really well. And that's something, unfortunately, that I'm kind of miss. She's also going to lose all 12 of her friends, unfortunately, since the kids are being broken up between, I think, 3 to 4 different schools. It's all kind of varying on where they live. She lives the farthest away, and there was a program closer to our house, but it was full, so she won't be actually going to school with any of her friends that she has made, but she'll make new friends. So when I asked Lizzie what she was going to miss most about school ending, she said that she was going to miss Miss K, and that she was also going to miss playing outside and getting stickers. Her favorite stickers were the scratch and sniff ones. She'd always make us scratch them and smell them, even if my husband scratched it 5 seconds sooner. You had to scratch it also. It was just, if funny, cute memory that I'll always hold dear. And in the wood project right here, I'm working with the Dremel sandal to get those harder spots to sand down, because with my big old handheld one, I won't be able to get into the spot in between the rows and the top. So I use that unless I want to hand sand it, and hand sanding takes forever. I used to hand sand everything. It's exhausting. But I did know when I did use my big old sandal that I was going to sand the back, because on that last day of school I went in the classroom and worked with every single student and had them sign their names on the back of the board, so that way when the teacher looks at it, she can see all the kids' names written themselves. Some needed help, some didn't, just depending on how more advanced they were. So it's something that the teacher actually really enjoyed this project. And I really enjoyed it, and I think she really liked the signature. I did, when I stained it, decide to stain the rose yellow, because yellow stands for friendship, and I think not only did the teacher make friendships, but the students made friendships. I did have to redo that whole entire top part, because in the picture, the writing that says "We will miss you, miss," it's a lot smaller than I liked it, so I had to completely sand it down and re-stained it to get it done. And that's what it looks like all finished. Hope you guys enjoy. Bye bye.